Hi, my name is Gus St. Silva. I'm with the Office of Veterans Affairs. I have been here for a couple of decades. Started here as a work-study student, and I've been here since. Love this place. Like Carol. We'll retire together, Carol. She's asked that I talk briefly about the GI Bill, and specifically about the components of the GI Bill. There are four major components. There's cost of attendance, books, supplies, housing, stipend, but the most important is the Yellow Ribbon Program. Country, there is a veterans certifying official assigned by the Veterans Administration to provide services, direct service to student veterans on campus, more or less facilitate for them from the first day that they step on campus all the way to graduation, basically. The Yellow Ribbon Program is the fourth component of the GI Bill, on which an agreement between the school and the Veterans Administration will allow a student veteran to attend a college without having to subsidize any cost at all. If the school is a Yellow Ribbon school, and you could find out if your school is by going to the va.gov website and click on your state, you could find a list of schools that are listed as part of the Yellow Ribbon. If the school chooses to sign a basis that you would provide these packages to the students. If the student is lucky enough to receive one, he can attend any college based on a contribution that will be matched by the VA free of charge, and still qualify for all of the other benefits such as the books and as well as the housing stipend. For UMass Boston, the zip code is what determines the housing stipend based on the Department of Defense criteria of an E5 with dependents. The housing stipend is $2,100, $2,128 to be exact. Students get $1,000 for books per year, and the in-state tuition, the highest in-state tuition costs will be covered if the students choose to attend a state college. If you attend a college other than one of our own match any campus Yellow Ribbon program. So if Harvard offers 60 Yellow Ribbon packages at whatever cost of their contribution, the VA will match it. So that is where the recruiting will come in. It will make the private schools more accessible for our student veterans. They may not necessarily be just restricted to attending state colleges. The program, the GI Bill program, is designed to provide service for in-state, the highest in-state. If a student chooses to attend a state college where the cost of attendance is twice as much, and if that school is also Yellow Ribbon, a state college can also contribute half and the VA will match it. So it works at a state directly, because I know that those North End Italian cookies are waiting, and Carol told me to keep it down to about 10 minutes. So feel free to ask any questions that you may have directly about the GI Bill and how it works and so forth and so on. Go ahead, please.
Is there a time limit, 4 years, 5 years, for a student to finish and complete a degree?
Yeah, the Veterans Administration has dictated 36 months of full-time benefits, which is basically 9 months times 4 years. That's where you get to 36. You have 36 months of full-time benefits, or 72 months at halftime. But the window of eligibility is 15 years from the date of discharge for those who are on active duty. For those who redeploy, if you deploy, it's 15 years from your last deployment. But you're still locked into a 36 months of full-time benefits. Go ahead, please.
I have a question about the housing allowance. If a student is not a full-time student, do they get the same housing allowance, or
Yes.
what are the restrictions on that?
The VA found that it's only fair to provide that same housing allowance to students who are less than full-time, but they created a criteria of greater than half-time. UMass Boston full-time is 12 credits and half-time is 6, so our students will have to take at least 7 credits to qualify for the full housing allowance. It may change from campus to campus. During the summer where the terms are smaller, so the term that they use is greater than half-time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's the full housing allowance. Any other questions? Right now, the main concern about distance education is directed at the housing allowance that the students are not eligible for if they participate in an online distance education program. The VA dictates the students must take at least one class in residency to qualify for the housing stipend. So if you're doing an online program right now as it is, the VA will pay for the cost of attendance and the cost of the books, but you will forfeit your housing allowance. The payment made to the school is reported by the certifying official on campus. If it's done early enough, the VA promised to pay the school 60 days prior to the beginning of term. And for several of our students, we were actually paid.
Kind of complicated, both for the veterans themselves plus the rest of us who work in disability. But can you speak a little bit about the VA's definition of disability? I know some people talk about I'm 100% disabled, 75%.
Yes, the service-connected disabilities, more or less broken down into percentages. And the amount of your disability stipend is dictated by the percentage given to you by the Veterans Affairs. So that's first and foremost. So if you're at 100%, you're getting the maximum that you can get, and that is for the rest of your life. In certification. So if you have a specific percentage, the Veterans Administration can certify you and train you at any type of training at no cost to the student at any college in the country. So at 10%, that may be tough unless the veteran can demonstrate a severe employment handicap. So those at 10 find it somewhat difficult to get approved. At 20, it's still a little shaky. The Veterans Administration would prefer 30. So that percentage plays a key role in how the VA looks at the possibility of training the students. And one of the things that we do first when students walk in and suggest the possibility of having a service connected, we do refer them, one, to the Veterans Administration for vocation rehabilitation testing. I guess it's cookie time. Thank you.
Thank you, Gus.